Welcome to Tiger Wolf. I'm Josh, and this is David.
Please be aware, this podcast contains strong language and spoilers. Heroes in Crisis. Number 9. The end of the 9-part event. It could have... There was hope. There was hope that it was going to be a different story. But what did we get? A bunch of side B-list characters and a couple that people love going, hey, we can fix this. Wait, we can't fix this. So we're going to help Wally commit murder by helping him fix the crime scene. And I can tell you, none of that's going to be addressed. The only person who's going to go to jail is Wally. Batgirl's going to get off scot-free. Fucking Harley gets off scot-free. Fucking Booster gets off scot-free. Fucking Blue Beetle gets off scot-free. The only person that's going to spend any amount of time behind a jail cell is Wally fucking West.
I don't know. Harley could end up back in Arkham.
Harley, technically...
Booster doesn't understand anything of anything ever, so maybe that's a viable excuse. I mean, he just did provide the body.
I went into this book
like
an idiot.
Is it bad that I feel fueled by your disappointment and rage?
I went into this book like an idiot, hoping for a different type of story. I was hoping for what they initially said it was going to be, a deep dive into the psychology of heroes dealing with their the traumas they have. I mean, let's be fair, one of my favorite characters, his entire story arcs are all about how he can't legitimately deal with the fact that he was beaten to death with a crowbar and left in a building to be exploded.
To be fair, how do you get over dying?
That's fair. I haven't.
I don't think anybody's prepared to even have to get over dying. Hold on. So you expected a deep dive into a boo. Language, you failed me. Into the psychological state of heroes in 9 issues of a DC comic book?
Yes. I didn't say it had to be a deep dive. I just expected a dive.
No, you said deep dive. You said
fair.
Those words.
I did say deep dive. You could do that in 9 issues.
Yeah.
Good.
You'll still be disappointed at the end because it won't actually end. And you won't understand them any better. Oh, also, here's the thing. The author probably isn't a trained psychologist in any way.
No, but he does understand the complexities of PTSD because he was actually a CIA operative.
Okay, so that's actually pretty impressive.
There's that.
But, I mean, you don't like his writing generally anyway.
No, because he takes a deconstructed character and continues to do that.
Deconstruct it?
Yes. Oh, I'm gonna let Batman get married. You guys are fucking stupid. You actually thought I was gonna let him get married? That would destroy Batman as a character. He can't be happy. We can't let him get married.
Hold on. Has this guy never been married? You aren't necessarily happy.
Ow. Oh, wow. Oh. But could the story have been better? Clearly, I think it could have. Was it as horrible as a lot of people are making it out to be? No. Do I have a lot of issues with the story? Yes.
Yeah, there's 9 of them.
You the son of a bitch. But one thing I will say that I did enjoy throughout the entirety of this 9 issues were the little 9-panel pages of the characters sitting in front of a screen talking. in issue 9, it's one panel. Each panel is a different person. And I did really enjoy the fact that you have all 4 of the main Robins displayed in this. Red Robin, he's like, Dick's the funny, loyal one. Jason's the cool, rebellious one. Damien's the cute, dangerous one. What the fuck am I?
Hold on. I have issues with all 3 of those statements.
Jason is rebellious, damn it.
Dick's funny?
Dick is hilarious.
Well,
when he's Dick, the current version of him that goes by Rick, he has his moments, but he's not as...
More Rick
funny.
Grimes, less Dick Grayson?
Yeah. But, and then Jason's a little bit of a continuity issue in the picture, but, whatever. I can let that slide with the rest of this fucking story. That's the least issue. That's the lowest issue I have with this fucking story. But Jason's like, Dick's the funny one. Tim is the dark, cool, the dark, smart one. Damien's the little obnoxious one. The fuck am I?
Those seem like more accurate portrayals of them.
Dick's version of it is, Jason's the cool, rebellious one. Tim's the dark, smart one. Damien's the cute, dangerous one. Everyone knows that. So what am I?
I don't...
Damien's is, I'm fine. Why? What did they say?
Yeah. That boy's got problems.
Well, his grandfather is Ra's al Ghul. His mother is like an assassin. His dad... Look, Bats has a lot of problems, and that's under the assumption he's actually Bats' son, because there was this whole debacle recently where they were like, oh, wait, no, Deathstroke is his father. I honestly am waiting for them to come out that he's actually Jason's son, because Jason did sleep with Talia before Damien ever appeared in the comics. Which, he acts much more like Jason than he does Bruce.
So she likes them tall, dark, and dangerous, and violent, and very, very violent.
Yeah.
Because all 3 of those are the most violent of characters that they could be. Like Batman, Deathstroke, and Jason Todd.
Yeah. The best argument I can think of as to how Jason could not be his dad is Damien does have black hair. Jason's natural hair color is red. He just dyes it black.
And?
That's the best one I got.
I believe darker hair is a stronger gene.
I'm just saying. I would find it hilarious if that came out. Because, then you could have him and Jason Jason and Bruce have the conversation. And Jason makes some sort of statement about, kids usually hate their dads.
Damien hates both of them.
I mean, he loves Bruce, but he hates Bruce. He hates Jason.
Enough so that he's willing to kill himself to do it, to kill him.
Yep. But did I figure that it was going to come out that Wally was the one who killed everyone? Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, like 3 episodes about Heroes in Crisis ago.
Yeah. So, I mean...
Our episodes. Go watch them. And listen to them. You can't watch them. You can, kind of. They're on YouTube. Sorry, I'm still new to this plugging my own self again.
But I mean...
Stuff.
The fact that literally, it was because he had a moment of crisis where he wasn't focused on keeping the Speed Force contained. That was what killed everyone.
The crisis is that it was borderline Flashpoint again. Only Wally's doing it.
Yeah, which he does reference. I do like the fact that he's like, no, if we don't do this, then this doesn't happen. So, then we've done the exact same thing Barry did.
Let me make sure I understand. He accidentally kills them all,
except for Harley Quinn and Booster Gold.
who help him cover it up.
Initially, he frames them.
Booster gave them the plan.
Initially, he frames them. Initially, Wally frames Harley to think he makes it so Harley thinks Booster did it and Booster thinks Harley did it because he changed the programming of the danger room. I mean, the sanctuary to
AI
show
system.
Yeah, to show, someone, so forth and so forth. Initially, he frames them, and then Booster's like, "Hey, I got an idea." Remember, it's bros before heroes. Stupidest fucking line that has ever exited Booster Gold's mouth.
It's not saying something because literally everything he says is the next stupidest thing.
But it ends with...
You know what?
Wally,
After all of this, Wally might have killed a bunch of people, but Booster still seems like the biggest piece of shit character to me. Like, it's just terrible. Like, everything about him is awful. Oh, Wally, you killed a bunch of people in accident. Let me help you with that.
It was an accident. That happens.
So is Wally going to come clean about this?
Yes.
He's going to go, hey, Flash Senior,
he's being thrown in prison, which is how he's showing up in Suicide Squad when that starts to come out again.
I'm sorry, I almost lost my eyes in that eye roll.
Yeah. So
does he just go to Barry and he's like, you can stop. Barry, you can stop.
No, he waits at Sanctuary because the League is on the way there. Because that's where the conversation that Booster has, Booster, Harley, Poison Ivy, Batgirl, and Blue Beetle, and 2 Wally Wests. There's an issue there.
Blue Beetle's dead.
No, he should be, but he's not.
Booster was insane and seeing him.
That's what I thought. No, he was actually there, apparently. Though no one else referenced him when he was there. But whatever.
Did they in this?
Yes.
Okay. Continue.
But yes, Wally is going to pay for his crimes.
But he doesn't have a paying job. How does anybody but Batman afford anything out of heroes?
Oh, Oliver's also a rich socialite.
Missing the point. Pulling out one person is missing the point.
Bats owns. At least he used to.
He owns the heroes.
I don't know if he still does. This may have changed in continuity.
They're on Batman's payroll.
Oh, Clark is. He owns
Metro.
He bought the Daily Planet. He owns the house that Clark's parents lived in. He owns the apartment building that Lois and Clark live in.
So he's just bankrolling them, is what you're saying.
Batman literally.
I mean, it's hard to monetize being a superhero, especially when you got to keep your identity.
Yeah, and
the only people that have the energy to do both daytime and nighttime are superhuman people like Superman and somehow Batman.
Yeah. Or, you pull, a Tony Stark.
Just tell everybody.
Yeah. I am Iron Man.
Whoa, David, spoilers.
So one of the other proposed lines for that event was "Fuck you, Thanos." That would have been the one time they could have used "fuck," and it would have been worth it.
No, it wouldn't have.
It wouldn't have felt the same. I feel as though what transpired was what needed to transpire. But yeah, so Heroes of Crisis is over. We're done. That's it. We're good, right? Okay.
Yeah. Let's get on to the next ridiculous thing.
This one's not as bad as it could be. Don't look at the cover.
David. It's spelt DCeased without the first E.
I know.
That should tell everybody everything we need to know. I think we can wrap the episode up now.
Oh no, this one I like for.
Didn't they already do a zombie arc thing?
Yes.
Like 10 years ago?
Yeah, well, it was longer than 10 years ago. It was early 2000s. Blackest Night.
15 years ago?
Blackest Night. It's dealt with the whole.
Oh, it was Batman dealing with zombies.
No, it was Green Lantern.
Oh, because that's part of his thing.
Because
In his,
they were
his
introducing
chant thing.
Blackest Night.
Blackest Night, whatever the fuck it's called.
In Brightest Day and Darkest Night, or Blackest Night.
I think it's Darkest.
But
it's the same, it's the concept.
Yeah. They have, they started introducing all of the other Lantern Corps. The Red Lanterns, the Yellow Lanterns.
Oh, yes. The other things that suck.
The White Lantern, and then the Black Lanterns, which are literally just rings that
literally
reanimate
mean
corpses.
nothing anymore because we also have the Strength Force, the
Still Force.
Will Force, the Penis Force, whatever the fuck forces they want to put out there.
So, yeah. We're talking, if you didn't get the joke earlier, about DCeased.
Yep. That's literally what it's called. I know. My eyes rolled too.
So, basically what happens is Apocalypse is using Victor Stone, Cyborg, to compute the anti-life equation.
For some reason, I did not know Cyborg's
Actual
first
name
name was Victor.
Yeah, Victor.
The only Victor
Victor
I
Stone.
know is... That's Marvel. Continue.
And then it basically, the anti-life equation basically turns into a techno-organic virus. Initially, it affects Darkseid, and then
You said Apocalypse, the place is developing this?
Darkseid,
Okay.
the leader of Apocalypse,
It's hard because he looks...
every fucking time.
He looks a lot like...
I really wish they would change one of their designs.
Yeah.
Like just a little.
I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of enemies in DC and Marvel that look generally like that. Like Thanos' original designs looked kind of like that too.
Yeah.
It's the purple and ugly face thing. They changed Thanos to have a purple ugly face.
He's a Balchinian. Anyway, so Victor gets warped back to.
We're gonna watch that next week.
Yes, we do. Victor gets warped back to Earth, and he tries to firewall himself off from the internet, but he isn't able to in time. So the virus just spreads to anyone who's looking at a screen, who's computer, cell phone, whole 9 yards.
So everyone.
So Bats initially is like
everyone and not their grandmas.
It starts to infect the Bat Cave, and Bruce is like, no, lock it down. So locks it down. And then he's like, hey, computer, did you lock down the rest of the house? No.
Computer's like, no, you said lock down the Batcave. I'm a computer. Stop all that downloading.
No. So he runs upstairs because he's trying to find Alfred. And apparently, Dick Grayson and...
Alfred's probably fine. I can't imagine he was watching anything at the time.
And Tim are at the house. He hears Alfred scream. He rushes into the kitchen, and Alfred's fine. He's being attacked by a zombified Dick Grayson. And then while Bruce...
Tim?
No.
You said Tim and Damien were there.
Tim and Dick, sorry.
Oh.
Damien is with Jonathan Kent, Superman's son. They're hanging out at Lois and them's house. So,
okay.
Nightwing attacks Bruce. Bruce fends Nightwing off and then gets bitten by Tim, who came up behind him. So, Lois, it flips over to Superman's, house with Lois, Damien, and Jonathan. And Lois is like, have you seen my phone, Jonathan? And Jonathan's like, no. And Damien's like, dude, you have X-ray vision. Oh yeah, I do.
How do you forget?
So he starts looking around with his X-ray vision, finds the phone, and he goes to pick it up. And then there's an explosion because the phone explodes in his hand because his dad just laser beamed it.
Because somehow Superman, well, from hearing it all,
yeah,
I guess he can hear exactly what's going on.
yeah. And
How
then
did he
TV
not then? Doesn't he have the same powers?
because he doesn't.
Isn't he
He's a kid.
Superboy?
He's still learning.
Yeah, usually it's overwhelming when you're still learning, not underwhelming.
I blame Damien.
It might be because he's half human.
True. Anyway,
Poor
So-
Lois.
he
Sorry.
Supes destroys the TV too, and he starts explaining it, and Damien's like, "I gotta call Dad." So he grabs the back communicator and he tries to get in touch, but no one's answering.
Hey, kid who can fly, who's my friend?
And Superman looks him in the face and says, "It's your dad. He always has a plan."
You would think. Hold on. You would think because there have been supervillains, like Brainiac, that target computer things, that he would have had better preparedness for this.
Yeah. But, Batman only has plot armor when it's called for. He was not needed in this.
He's Batman. It's always called for.
So Lois and them are like, all right, we need to find out what's going on. So let's go to the Daily Planet. Because
How do you
that's
even
a good
get
idea.
there? How do you even get there without passing technology?
So it flips over.
Like if you have a car that has the right level of like a satellite
Stuff.
radio or something.
And that's pretty much where the first issue ends. The second issue picks up with them going to the Daily Planet, and Clark uses his X-ray vision to look in, and he's like, "We're not alone. They're in there." And she goes, "That our friends? Are they?" And Clark gets kind of quiet.
Because he doesn't know how to handle loss.
He turns and he
We
looks.
learned in Heroes in Crisis.
He turns and he looks because he hears something. He's like, "I'll be right back." And he leaves. Leaving Lois, Damien, and Jonathan standing at the front doors of the Daily Planet with ravenous zombie techno-organic whatevers all over Metropolis because he heard something.
Must have been important.
Is this where I make a joke about how he heard another woman screaming? Because that's what he heard. See, Green Lantern.
Is this somebody he knows?
Yes. Green Lantern, Black Canary, and Green Arrow are out camping outside of Metropolis. And
That Green Arrow was in like
Seattle. The
West City.
Star City.
Whatever. Seattle's not a place.
It is also in Seattle's a place in DC. Also.
So they have Central City, West City, South City,
Coast City, Metropolis, Gotham,
Seattle,
Detroit. That's
New York.
a place.
Which is also, I guess, kind of Metropolis. The design of Gotham and Metropolis is New York and Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Brooklyn, or Manhattan.
Manhattan. But so you've got, they're out camping, and then they decide to go to their respective tents. And Hal goes to get on his phone. Gets infected. He goes to kill Oliver.
So do they have their powers when they get infected?
Yeah.
So he can Green Lantern?
Yeah.
So zombie virus him has an imagination at all? Has will?
He attempted to do stuff, and then Canary literally grabbed his head and screamed
Ow.
at him.
Isn't that her thing?
Yeah, that's her thing.
Ow.
He ruptured his eardrums and basically liquefied
his face?
It basically liquefied his brain and killed him.
Well, I mean, when you got to save yourself.
The ring flies off of his finger, sits in front of her, states that she has the desirable amount of will and makes her a Green Lantern. And she is distraught. She just killed one of her friends.
And now she's got his powers.
Now she has his powers. She's like, I don't want this. And then above her, she hears, you're going to need it. Look up, they're soups.
Oh, so the scream he heard was Black Canary melting Green Lantern.
Yeah, melting Green Lantern's brain, basically.
John? Is it John? Or is it
was Hal, the white one. Okay, the original white one.
I thought John was white.
No, John's black. John Stewart's the black one. Hal Jordan's the one of the white
John
ones.
Stewart's the Jewish guy who does the TV show.
I don't have a counter to this.
Well, I mean,
I don't have a counter to this.
No,
anyway,
I'm terrible with names. I'm terrible with names.
He takes Oliver and her to the Daily Planet.
Names, faces. What other identifying characteristics do people have that I can't remember?
They finally get in touch with Bats because he has put on one of Mr. Freeze's suits to lower his body temperature to slow the rate of infection.
But he's infected.
He is infected. And Alfred is standing behind him with a loaded shotgun.
In case he's taken over.
Waiting for it. And they're like, well, you've got to have a plan, right? You're Batman.
I don't have a plan for dying. Sorry.
He's like, no, I don't. There's no way to change this. There's no way to save these people.
I still feel like he should have something considering Brainiac is an enemy.
Once they're infected, they're infected. There's no way to cure them.
And why didn't this come from Brainiac? Like, I feel like that's a better, more logical source for what kind of virus it is. Techno-organic. But
so, he tells Damien, he's like, look, I have something here at the cave for you. Doesn't tell him he loves him because that's not you. That's not Batman.
You fight good.
And then he starts to turn and Alfred takes over the line and says, in transmission.
Mr. Freeze's suits?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Alfred simply says, in transmission. As Bats turns and looks at him, he goes, you weren't meant to end like this, son. And Bats rushes him, and the last panel is the sound of a gunshot. The shotgun going off. That's the last panel of issue 2.
End of transmission?
He was talking to Damien, Bats was, and then Bats started to turn.
Through the
communicator. Alfred said, told the computer to end transmission so Damien didn't have to hear the gunshot. I did skip over a small little thing that's probably going to come back to bite people in the ass later. Is during the second issue, it actually shows Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy talking, and they assumptively don't know what's going on. And Harley is about to go into somewhere, and Poison Ivy's like, go in, tell him, and then we'll leave. Like, yeah, I can do this. So she goes in, and she goes, Mr. J, I'm leaving you for Red. And there's nothing you can do to stop me. It's her name for Poison Ivy, because Poison Ivy has red hair.
But she's green. She's the greenest.
No, Swamp Thing's the greenest.
Fair. But I forgot he was DC owned.
And it shows him start, he turns around and he's clearly infected.
Yeah.
And assumptively, he's about to rip Harley Quinn to pieces because it jump cuts away to the rest of the story. So confirmed dead already in 2 issues.
Batman.
Hal. Joker.
He's alive.
This brings up a question. Someone
if they
pointed this
figure
out
a way to revert it.
This brings up a question. Would it really change anything? Because it just makes you crazy.
Like you can still think?
You can kind of still...
Or is it control? It's thinking with your brain?
It's thinking with your brain. It's wanting you to
then yes,
spread
it would
the
change
virus.
Something because he has a very organized way to his chaos.
Fair enough. So we've got Bats is dead. Probably all of Superman's supporting cast is dead.
No, you said confirmed. Confirmed dead is
Bats,
Batman and Hal.
Turned is Tim, Dick, Joker, more than likely all of Superman's supporting cast, except for Lois.
How would she have gotten out of that and his son wouldn't?
She hasn't been.
Or do you mean just the people that they work with?
Just the people they work with.
Oh.
Perry White, the editor at Daily Planet, Jimmy Olsen, the other reporters, so on and so
Not
forth.
Jimmy. I bet Jimmy's hiding somewhere.
Probably. He's good at that.
He's Jimmy.
But, I mean, it's...
Such a reliable character.
Like, it makes me wonder... I know they're only going to show certain heroes in this, and lately, every single one of DC's little events has left Jason completely out of it. He has not been in... He wasn't in Dark Knight's Metal. He wasn't in Heroes in Crisis.
He was sort of... He got visited by Batman briefly.
Yeah, he gets told about it, and he's just like, you know what? Too many people are going to want revenge. I'm going to go over here.
They purposefully excluded him by including him.
Yeah. It makes me wonder if he's going to pop up in this.
Well, they've already got 3 of the Robins.
Yeah. He'll probably be the one that gets left out. Like always.
Maybe, because he's usually got his own shit going on. But
He's
this
the
is
black.
a side thing, so...
This is a completely
maybe not.
alternate universe.
Maybe he'll be immune because he's already died.
That would be an interesting twist if people who have
Because that means
been in
Ra's al
Talia,
Ghul, and Ra's al Ghul, and probably a lot of his men
should all be immune
to
in
it.
theory if it's it works like that, which would
Well, I mean,
be
like,
cool.
yeah, like if that were the case,
that would be a very interesting twist on making Jason useful to the rest of the superhero community.
he's useful to them. He's removing their problems by force.
Yeah, that's what he does. He's
Except he doesn't. Like, it's because it's a comic book. He still doesn't.
Yeah, they find ways of him not. I'm sorry, the Penguin should be dead. He took a bullet to the face at point blank range.
You can take a bullet to the face at point blank range and survive.
Not from someone who is supposed to be an expert marksman. Like, I'm sorry.
I'm not
should
arguing
be dead.
that, like, yeah, unless he didn't intend for Penguin to die.
Like, he should be dead. But yeah, so
One or two moments. What? 1 or 2 moments. That's what makes a hero a hero. Bang.
That's Jason.
Jason's the DC Deadpool.
Yeah, he cracks the jokes. He's already died. He wears red and black.
He's not quite as humorous or immortal.
He's
Assumptively,
pretty damn immortal.
So it did alter his body though.
Yeah,
he's like super strong now and can take a freight train.
He had what was considered a perfect resurrection from the pool, which the only other person that they have stated that's had that is Ra's al Ghul.
Is that like when I get on the gotchas, the Rainbow Star ones, and they're like the most powerful version of the thing?
Yes. So Jason,
like better than the quote unquote normal version.
Jason has a healing factor. He ages slower. He's strong enough to break Supergirl's grip on him. He knocked her hand off of him.
So there's no reason for him not to be actually killing people, is what you're telling me.
There's no reason he should have lost that fight to Batman in his fucking book.
That's drama. That's why he lost that.
Not to mention, he also has the All Blades, which are physical manifestations of your own soul.
He also, I don't know.
Jason can literally just poof a sword into his hand.
But he almost lost that fight to Damian too.
Yeah, twice. And I'm just like, stop pulling your punches, start whooping some ass, and maybe people will leave you the fuck alone.
I can understand he didn't want to actually hurt Damian because Damian was completely misguided in that moment.
And Yes,
That one, the one I'm
in
talking
both of
about
them.
specifically.
In both of them.
Well, just in life.
Look, Bruce is trying. It's
Exactly.
just not working.
Exactly. Bruce is trying. Look at the other Robins for a moment. The ones that are doing well aren't his sidekicks anymore. Dick Grayson is his own man now. Tim, I don't think really goes off as Red Robin too much.
He goes off as Red. That's his
thing. He's
that's
not
his thing.
but he's not Batman's sidekick Red Robin now.
Yeah, he is Red Robin. You have Dick is Nightwing. Jason is Red Hood.
So like,
why did I make a Trinity Triangle thing?
Red Hood, he's his own thing, but he took in the teachings of the Batman.
I break into people's houses at night and beat them up.
And beat them half to death.
Jason, you murderous bastard.
He's not. He doesn't even kill the underlings.
Sometimes he does. He used to. He stopped.
Oh shit! We should probably call it.
Oh
Are
yeah,
you good?
why? Yeah, I'm good. DCeased is tentatively good so far. I have no expectations for this book, so that's a plus.
Well, the fact that it's just happening there's no continuity to keep.
Yeah,
Which is probably a good thing. There's a reason why I usually do my D&D games like that. Like, I don't want to do it in their world because there's so much continuity to keep with how the city is or whatever,
yeah,
etc. That's neither here nor there, and we are not either. Bye.
Well, I suppose that's the end of the episode.
Please like, comment, follow, and share. And also, more importantly, thank you for listening.
Take care.
Bye.